foot on the gas. I will not crash. They will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone. Watch me celebrate. I'm cocky. I do my dance. Jump in the stands. No man, man. Oh, there with the.
This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Minnesota Vikings. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run. Back here, this will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Cousins now to throw on first down. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards and the game's opening play. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12. 36-yard line.
On 2nd and 12, Cousins. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Michael Kendricks coming in to drop him.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast and a big sack.
Switch it. John. Move.
3rd and long for Cousins. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say, when you have obvious passing situations. Hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Right here. Run pass. Ball trot. Mike 54.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, he's going to... And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 69 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 12 yards there and a first down.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very well.
And now look at him go. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 56 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drives exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was really easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. To the right side, and he's got more complete. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish.
14, got it.
Second and 10 now, Wilson. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Danielle Hunter, he's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss.
95.
On third down, Wilson. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another first down. Wilson now already over 100 yards passing in this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. They go. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. They'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
They'll try and run forward with Penny. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he is out of bounds here on the return. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Now Cousins. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And now the throw here is incomplete, and with that, we come to the... End of the first quarter of play.
Vikings 7.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Cousins again. Blitz coming and down he goes. Markevious Mingo drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down. On 4th down, they do snap it to Cousins. And this is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Wilson leaves this one with Penny, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
On 2nd down, here's Penny, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
36 power.
Brings up 3rd down and 9.
Front left.
To throw on 3rd down, Wilson. He rifles complete, caught by Moore.
Wilson's pass.
And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith, and he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Well, let's have some fun while we have a minute here. Fantasy drafts are in full swing. I know I've got my family fantasy draft coming up, Charles. Who would be your top 3 picks? I know that you're a noted fantasy football expert, so who would you take?
Well, you've got to start with guys who are going to touch the football and put it in the end zone, right? You got to score points. How about Saquon Barkley with the Giants? You know he's going to run it. He's going to catch it. When they get desperate, they may actually have him return it as well. Alvin Kamara is an absolute matchup nightmare for everyone. And Christian McCaffrey, did he ever come off the field last year? And, you know, this guy, he's a threat to be a 1,000-yard runner and a 1,000-yard receiver, as is Kamara. So this is going to be fun to watch. I can't wait to see those guys do their thing. But there are plenty of other guys out there, too. If Zeke comes along, you got to take him. Melvin Gordon, if they both come to camp, we'll see how that works out. How about Todd Gurley?
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Well, Charles, if you think so far the early part of the preseason, who has stood out? If you take a peek back at the draft, the first round, it was pretty defensively minded, but there were 3 quarterbacks taken. Kyler Murray first, Daniel Jones 6th, Dwayne Haskins 15th. Of those guys, they've looked pretty good.
I agree with you, Brandon. When you talk about those 3 quarterbacks, and you're right, the rest of the draft, we're talking about big linemen, right? We're talking about defensive players, not a lot of skilled players in the first round. But let's take the quarterbacks very quickly. Kyler Murray, by acclamation.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Danielle Hunter able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick, and he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski, and that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Back to the air, Wilson after the pick 6. This complete to Lockett. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
55. Right there in the middle. 55.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Carson. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
This is Carson. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A reminder coming up here at halftime. We'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first half highlights and analysis from a back and forth first half that we've seen. This throw complete. Wilson finding Lockett. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one good for 26 and a first down. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Gun.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes as his guys are able to regain the lead.
When you're a great route runner, it makes you that much better as a receiver because now your quarterback trusts that you're going to be where he expects, and he's able to deliver the ball on time.
Extra point up and through by Myers, and the lead is now 21-14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Well, we got a second. We remind you that the Madden Championship Series is back and better than ever. August 30th through September 1st, you can watch the top Madden competitors face off in Arlington, Texas for a total prize pool of $190K. Tune in and watch it, twitch.tv/EA Madden NFL, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, August 30th and 31st, and then 10:30 a.m. Eastern on September 1st to see if Skimbo can go back-to-back-to-back as a Madden Classic champion. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Yellow, yellow, yellow. Slam. Go. Watch the twitch. Watch the twitch.
From the gun, here's Cousins. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. The 20, 10, touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, 79 yards, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. And they got the extra point, and we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21-all the score as the kick's away. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Wilson now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And Lockett with a grab over the middle. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. It's caught, Lockett, and inside the 20 before he's brought down. A gain of 13, it's a first down. Wilson going to lead his guys up 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Myers' kick is good. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these 2 teams as we come back for this second half. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Now Wilson. Open man, it's Vanette. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to carry the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the shotgun, Wilson. Dancing to his left. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
They'll run with Penny here out of the shotgun. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches.
Brings up 3rd down.
Let's get it. Pick the edge, pick the edge. Come, come. 14.
They'll run it again with Penny. Penny hit, and the ball is jarred free. And the Vikings pick up the football. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. Cousins on 1st down. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Hey, Ken. 57. Mike, 57. Hey, Ringo, 48.
From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
He was taken down by Bobby Wagner. A gain of 4.
Let's 57. So we got man. Right.
39-yard line.
Check hot route. Hot. Hey, no, easy. 57 to Mike.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Cousins.
Let's get off the field.
And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now Cousins. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Laquan Treadwell, 35 yards. And the Vikings are going to retake the lead. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Now it's Wilson. He gets it to his running back, Rashad Penny. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. Wilson now nearing the 300-yard mark with still a quarter to play. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw again is Wilson. And he finds Penny. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Rashad Penny, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks have once again taken the lead. Myers connects on the PAT, and that gives him a 3-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. From the 30 on 2nd down, Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line.
Well, it's 3rd down. You're in a tight game in the loudest stadium in the NFL, and it's enough to rattle even the most seasoned of quarterbacks. And here, it looks like he's not quite on the same page as his receiver. This will wind up a turnover.
After the interception, here's Wilson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. There for the sack, Everson Griffin. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Wilson. That's caught by Penny. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
Well, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down.
4 down. Mike, 55. Mike.
They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. And he's got Lockett. A defensive breakdown allows a pickup of 16 on 4th down. What a chance they just took. A huge chance. They go for it on 4th down, wind up getting the first.
Go ahead and admit it. You thought it was a bad call, didn't you?
I did, yes.
I think
did too.
I think any normal person did. How about him picking it up? Give him credit.
And just a couple yards there down to the 17. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 17-yard line.
You ain't doing nothing today.
Hey, get a point.
Throwing is Wilson. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and through by Myers. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They start the drive with Cook. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now Cousins. Over the middle, he's got Treadwell. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Cousins.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Markevious Mingo picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Cook. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth-quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down. He's done his part sailing past the century mark on the ground with rushing yardage, but his team, a different story.
Yeah, they're down big in this ball game, so sometimes you wonder to yourself, how much of that is him with a great performance, and how much of that is the defense just loosening up because they have a big lead.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Brings up second and
57,
4.
Mike 57.
At the 43-yard line.
Hey, it's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Following the delay, here's 2nd and 9. Here's Cousins. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 39. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
The Seahawks take over
Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go.
Wide, get wide.
Booster T.
Mike 55, Mike 55.
Hey, Mike.
Oh, Wilson going to throw. Left side complete to Lockett. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They came to put up that number of points, continually feel